إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Ahbab, as we conclude this beautiful month of Rabi'ul Awwal, we know that Muslims locally and throughout the world, they utilize this month to better focus on our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And ultimately the aim, the objective, the purpose behind it should be so that we truly familiarize ourselves with him all the better. And in doing so that we realign ourselves with him as he is Allahu Azza wa Jal's prophet and messenger and role model to all of us who claim that we believe. That we are to realign our beliefs with his beliefs, our worship with his worship, our character and mannerisms to his salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. And in doing so, we have Allah Ta'ala's promise for us as it is for his messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because all of us know that Allahu Rabbul Alameen loves his prophet and messenger, the finality of them, Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's something we should all be certain of. And we know that Allah Ta'ala has favored him and blessed him in so many different ways that made him unique in comparison to all of the other prophets and messengers. So when we too wholeheartedly, sincerely seek to be as best as we can as he was, then bi'idhnillahi rabbil alameen, we too will be the recipients of Allah Azza wa Jal's love, his satisfaction, his mercy and forgiveness. Ahbab, if we were to truly look to sum up the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam with one word, and this is something that all of us should be able to do, it would be interesting if we can do a survey and see what the ummah would respond with, to see what one word they think truly sums him up, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Well, when we look at what Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala tells us within the Quran, I think we'll find that answer. Allahu Jalla Jalaluhu taught us, as he is speaking to his messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam directly in this address, saying to him, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. He says to him, and we have not sent you except as a mercy. And this is in what's referred to in the Arabic as nakira. It is indefinite, which means that it's not specifying that mercy for one particular thing or the other. In keeping it indefinite, it becomes general, all-inclusive, that his mercy sallallahu alaihi wasallam is such that it is for everyone and for everything, regardless of place, regardless of time, regardless of tribe, regardless of all of those different factors. And if that's in a very general sense, then what do you think his relationship would be for the believers? Imagine that in the most general sense, Allah Ta'ala is telling us that he is a mercy. Well, what about with regards to the believers? Very logically, we would have to say that he would be even better with the believers. Even more beautiful with the believers in everything of who he was and what he was, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah Rabbul Alameen also makes that explicitly clear when he tells us, لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ. There has certainly come to you a messenger from yourselves. عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا عَنِتُّمْ. It troubles him that you should have hardships. حَرِيصٌ عَلَيْكُمْ. He is so attentive to you. بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَؤُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. And with the believers, he is so forgiving, so pardoning, so gentle. And he is also Rahim, that he is especially merciful, especially kind, especially compassionate. Ahbab, this is the one that we declare in our covenant when we say the Shahadatain time and time again. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. When we say, declaring that there is no God besides Allah, who is one without partners, and that we will live our lives for the purpose that He has created us, to believe in Allah and only Allah Rabbul Alameen, and to worship Allah and only Allah Subhanahu. And we're going to do this based on the most beautiful role model of all, the example that the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has always been and will always continue to be. So Ahbab, if we understand that that is why we should be studying his life, remembering his seerah, so that we can realign ourselves with him Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, then alhamdulillah, just through the intentions, you have started off on the right foot, you have embarked upon the best of paths, and bi'idhnillahi rabbil alameen, Allahu Rabbul Alameen will see to it that you reach that destination, which is Allahu Azza wa Jal's love, His satisfaction, His mercy and forgiveness. And for those of His worshippers who have that, He rewards them with nothing less than saving them from being punished in the hereafter and blessing them with eternity in paradise. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، ألا وإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله عز وجل وخير هدي رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. I remind myself and you, Ahbab, that the purest revelation that remains for humanity's betterment, for their guidance, it is none other than the Quran. And the best understanding and implementation of the Quran is the Sunnah of our beloved Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And the worst of matters in our religion are innovations in the religion, because they will change what is otherwise perfect and complete. And that path of innovation that Allah Ta'ala save us is a path that leads to hell. Ya Allah, we ask you that you protect us so that we are from those who emulate and never from those who innovate. Allahumma ameen. Ahbab, when we are looking at the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and we are examining his blessed life, and we are doing this, or at least we should be doing this as an act of worship, because it is an act of worship. It should be clear, Ahbab, that anybody who is truly taking him as their role model, that they should be fountains of kindness, that they should be oceans of compassion, that their manners and their character should be the most beautiful. They should be slow to get angry, they should be quick to forgive, they should hold no grudges, and that they should be a person who makes sure that everything of their beliefs, as well as their feelings and what they're going to say and do, before they do any of those, that it is aligned with what Allah Rabbul Alameen has given us of guidance found within the Quran and authentic Sunnah. It's not enough, Habibi, that we look at somebody from their outward appearance and say, well, they claim this, or their beard and their clothing is that, if their actions are opposite to it. And it is very sad, ahbab, that I'll hear sometimes folks where they say, I wish, and then they'll finish it off with saying, Umar radiallahu anhu. Where among the main things they keep talking about is amrun bil ma'aruf wa nahyun anil munkar. That it's about enjoining what is right and forbidding what is wrong. And they mention Umar radiallahu anhu because of what he had of sternness and of toughness. And wallahi ahbab, if we take anyone else other than the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as our ultimate role model, we have missed the mark. We fail to understand that what made Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman and Ali and all of the Sahaba ridwanullahi alayhim those legends, is because the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was their ultimate role model. And in the same way that Allah Azza wa Jal has taken out intermediaries between us and Him in worship, He has also taken out intermediaries between us and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with regards to the ultimateness of role models that we're supposed to emulate. So let each and every one of us, as we conclude this blessed month, let each and every one of us do the best that we can within our own lives, within our families, within our masjid here, or whatever other masjid you may belong to, within our Islamic institutions, within society. Let us sincerely do the best that we can to emulate Him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let us sincerely do the best that we can so that on the day of judgment, ahbab, after we have passed all those tests and we have crossed the sirat, and we see Him sallallahu alaihi wasallam there before the doors are open, at that hawd, that drinking pool, where Al-Kawthar, that river of paradise, pours into, and He is going to be giving His ummah to drink. And as He told us, whoever drinks from it, لَمْ يَظْمَأْ بَعْدَهُ أَبَدًا, will never be thirsty again, ever again. And as people are going to be going to that fountain, others will be repelled by the angels, distanced. And this hadith that's in Al-Bukhari and Muslim and others, the Prophet ﷺ said, and I will respond saying, my Lord, why? Why are these people not being allowed to drink? And the response is, إِنَّكَ لَا تَدْرِي مَا أَحْدَثُ بَعْدَكَ. You don't know what they did after you've passed away. Ahbab, one of the biggest fears I have for myself and for my ummah, you, my brothers and sisters, is that we have limited what we think, what we believe the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be, and we're wrong. And we are not willing to listen, to understand, so that we can correct ourselves. Whether we do or don't, in the end, Allah Ta'ala, He is all of our judges. And in the end, if we are reading the Quran and understanding it, those characteristics of compassion, brothers and sisters, of kindness, Check yourself and see where you are, so that by Allah Azza wa Jall's will and blessings, we will all be from those who will drink from that fountain, and none of us will be rejected. Allahumma ameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad, kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Wa barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad, kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Allah, we ask you that you grant us all that is beautiful and good in this life. Ya Allah, and all that is good and beautiful of paradise in the hereafter. Ya Allah, and that you save us from being punished in the fire of hell. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. Ya Allah, we ask you, Rabb al-Alameen, that you grant every one of our spouses and our children, Ya Rabb al-Alameen, to be a source of comfort and happiness in our lives. Ya Allah, and that you bless us as a whole to be sources, to be role models of goodness and guidance. Ya Allah, we ask you, Rabb al-Alameen, that you guide us and that you keep us and our progeny guided until the day of judgment. Ya Allah, and that you bless us to be a reason for others to be guided. Ya Allah, we ask you, Rabbil Alameen, that you truly help us to be those who worship you and only you. Ya Allah, that we truly have accepted your messenger, our messenger, as the ultimate role model. Ya Allah, bless us that we believe as he believed, worship as he worshipped, and that we have his character and manners, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, we ask you, Rabbil Alameen, that you heal from your worshippers all that are injured and ill, those that are local and all throughout the world. Ya Allah, miraculously bestow upon them health and wellness. Cure them and heal them, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, we ask you for your worshippers that have passed away, locally and throughout the world, in the past as well as in the present, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, we ask you that you forgive them all. Ya Allah, forgive them entirely all of their sins. Erase them from their record books and erase the effects of those sins upon their souls. Ya Allah, we ask you, Rabbil Alameen, that you accept them in all that they have done of good. Ya Allah, and that you bless their graves to be gardens from paradise. Ya Allah, and that you bless all of us to enter paradise without having any fear or regrets. And that you bless us to be in Al-Firdaus Al-A'la, within the neighborhood of our Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya Allah, we ask you, Rabbil Alameen, that you protect us and our families as a whole. Ya Allah, that you provide for us our needs. Ya Allah, and that you always and forever bless us to be grateful to you and to your people, as well as for your gifts. Allahumma Rabbana Ameen wa aqim as-salah.
Allahu Akbar.